So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different to what I'd normally do. I've got my Esoterica top on, and I'm going to be doing a little look at the videos and the connections between each of the singles. So a little bit about Esoterica. I've been a huge fan since probably about, I first heard of them actually in 2001, so it's like best part of 25 years now, which is absolutely bonkers. So I've followed them keenly from kind of the side, and really enjoyed the albums thus far. Sort of 4 albums. I've seen them numerous times, like probably more than a dozen times, 15 times, something like that, over the course of the years. Awesome people. So this is really just a look at some of the videos, the most recent videos, so Firefly and dysUTOPIA. Obviously kind of looking at the music and listening to the music and looking at the videos in conjunction. Now, just a couple of things. With regard to Firefly, obviously the single's been out for like 10 months or so, I think it is, give or take. And it's an amazing song. They're both actually amazing songs, in all fairness. Obviously, the lead single, Firefly, was released about April. The video is just outstanding. So I'm going to have a look at the video now. This isn't a like traditional kind of reaction type video, because obviously I've heard the song numerous times, but it's really just to look at the video and the kind of content between and some of the connections. But I'm not going to touch on the connections until we look at the secondary, after we've looked at dysUTOPIA. But going to have a look at Firefly now, so let's have a look-see. So just bear with me. So here we go. Hopefully this should work.
Tell me, are you tired? Are you weary to
Mechanical Toby.
And no amount of sleep will make you whole. And tell me when you dream.
I still think it's amazing how it's received.
Are you somewhere lost in time? Are you hungry?
The first thing that strikes me about this video and the music is just the feeling that it draws you in, and it just pulls you in. So you just, I mean, for me, it gets me straight away. It just drags me straight into the kind of cinematics. What the guys have done and what the videographer, what have you, I don't know what you would call it, 3D artist or whatnot, has done is just absolutely out of this world. For a non kind of labelled band, this is like top draw in my eyes.
Are you here to make it right? Call me when you need. I'll be with you when you fall. I'll be silent through it all, unless you need me. You burn so.
I love that chorus. I think it's just beautiful. It's such a nice chorus. It just soars. It absolutely soars. I love it.
Can you even tell me why you face another day? Courageous firefly, stop.
I still absolutely, I love that break. I think it is just absolutely genius. It's absolutely
about words that come from others, falling from their mouth. You burn so
just the visuals on that bit is just, let me just rewind, is just stunning. I actually, just as an aside, the initial iteration of the video, obviously Esoterica had the kind of YouTube issues and so on and so forth. Don't know for why. I just can't even fathom that out. I just think it's such a huge shame. However, some of the adjustments to the videos, they are so subtle. I've done comparisons between the two videos. I've looked at them and looked at the videos, and just some of the little tweaks that have been done in terms of the vividness of the fireflies, like in this section, I think it is. If you look there, it's been done so subtly, but it just brings it out so much. It just makes it so much more vivid. It's just, the original version was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but this is just like. This breakdown is amazing. I just think I love the way it just kind of just trickles down into that kind of that place that it just draws you in, basically. Obviously, with the sound effects as well in the video, it's something else. It just pulls you, just draws you, just teases you in, pulls you into the song. I think it's so clever. I've said it a number of times about this bit. I think this is absolutely inspired. Just the way the transference from the kind of stringed, obviously the guitars, very simplistic, just notes and whatnot. Well, not simplistic, you know what I mean? Subtle, nuanced, and it goes into the kind of electronic stuff with Will on the keys, which is just next. I think it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's so clever. So yeah, that's the first single. Obviously, that's Firefly. Obviously, I know the song. I've listened to it numerous times over the last sort of 10 months or so. It's a fantastic song. The kind of feeling is just, it's just something else. Now, I'm going to move on to dysUTOPIA. Now, dysUTOPIA, I first heard in July, obviously down at Brighton, which was quite an unusual gig for me, obviously. Obviously with the Parallax Orchestra, amongst other things. And dysUTOPIA is a fantastic song. Let's have a quick listen. So sit tight. just adjusting things. I'm set up dual screen, and so I've got both of the videos running tangentially. So bear with. Okay, so dysUTOPia. Let's go. Hopefully this works. I'm going to run through without talking about this.
安全のため、すべての市民は自宅待機を推奨します。
Slow down. Can you hear yourself? Your voice is so loud to me. Can't hear nothing else.
A lockdown has been initiated in city blocks and cities. Trust your government to keep you safe. Stay in your home.
And if you live like the celebrate, can't breathe this utopia. And if you live like the celebrate, can't breathe this utopia. If it's spoken, the illusion of truth. We're so conditioned to fit in. Red becomes blue.
A lockdown has been initiated in all city blocks. There is no need for further alarm. We have everything under control.
And if you live like the celebrate, can't breathe this utopia. And if you live like the celebrate, can't breathe this utopia. So tell me yours, war. Do you really know what you're fighting for? Tell me yours, war. Tell me yours, war. Do you really know what you're fighting for? Tell me yours, war. And if you live like the celebrate, can't breathe this utopia. And if you live like the celebrate, can't breathe this utopia.
Okay, so that's dysUTOPia. The video is amazing. I love it. I love that whole kind of future kind of dysUTOPia, if that makes sense. Dystopian kind of world. I'm a huge fan of like EVE Online, cyberpunk kind of stuff. So that whole kind of visual kind of thing is just I love it basically. The cut and thrust of it. So the song itself is absolutely fantastic. It's an absolute banger. I can already hear that the crowd are going to be hugely into it. Kind of feels a bit like Don't Rely on Anyone kind of vibe, which I think's cool. I love some of the guitar interplay in the background. I'm going to speak to Luke. I'm going to get the separates because I want to listen to the stems, because there's some absolute gems. As an aside, there's some absolute gems in Firefly that they come through in the mix when you listen to the song, but when you listen to it in isolation, it's some absolute amazing stuff. Some of the stuff that Mike's actually done on the bass is really it's so cool. Likewise, Laura and Matt on the guitar. There's some really beautiful stuff. You can hear it in the mix if you really listen. It's so subtly done, though, but it's absolutely beautiful. So massive hats off to those guys. And like I said, obviously Will as well. Anyhow, I'm kind of going tangentially here. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to go and set both the videos side by side, and I'm going to run through the videos together. I am going to pause them at certain key points, I feel. So bear with. I'm not sure whether to put the audio for Firefly on first or whether to put dysUTOPia. Not sure. We shall see. So let's see. Probably do dysUTOPia, to be honest. So I've got both videos there, as you can see. So sit tight. So I'm just going to pause it, just start that again. So as you can see, I'm going to run both the videos concurrently, both at the same time, and I am going to unmute dysUTOPia, I think, and listen to that first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it at certain key points, or what I feel are the key points. So both songs are, as you can see, the videos are 4 minutes and 5 seconds long. That is clearly deliberate. And the reason being is because these songs are connected. They are the same song, in effect. Sorry, they're not quite the same song, obviously, but they are intertwined. So the story in Firefly exists within dysUTOPia, and vice versa. dysUTOPia is basically linked to Firefly, and they're not mutually exclusive, if that makes sense. So let's have a listen. Straight away, you have. Okay, it's going to be too difficult to do this. Let's have a look. Let's start again. Straight away, you basically have both scenes rising up. So rising from the embers, rising from the ashes. I don't know whether that's subliminal or deliberate. I think it's deliberate. I'd love to get inside Toby and Luke's head on this. So rising up from the ashes, rising up from the embers. The gunship flies past. Now, I don't know whether the relevance of the gunship yet. I think I've got some ideas about what it is. Don't know 100% yet. I need to wait for the next single to drop, because I think that's going to be there's going to be a key interplay on that in the next video. And there's Mechanical Toby. Is Mechanical Toby the Firefly? Yeah, it probably is. What is the connection? I don't know yet. So, interestingly enough, the announcement there comes as Toby lands on screen. Now, is it deliberate? Yeah, I think it is. I think, it's curious. Anyhow, so. Love the link to Citizen 5202204 City Block H, City Block, Prisoner Block H, City Block 15. Obviously loading up the Firefly VR, waiting on Attempt 48, I presume. Now, this is the first key point, I think, as the song has actually started for dysUTOPia. The Firefly video game appears at exactly the same timestamp as the Firefly within Firefly. Clearly, the two are connected. VR goggles go on dysUTOPia, right as the Firefly lands, and the avatar within Firefly is then awakened. Now this is another key point. As the dysUTOPia, I'm going to call her dysU, character puts the goggles on, she sees herself from her eyes in Firefly. Obviously, you're looking third person perspective on the Firefly, and she is then awoken. It's so clever. It's so clever. It's a beautiful little bit there where she wakes up and she has her hand in game and the hand in dysUTOPia with the Firefly, obviously mimicking or mirroring, mirroring, because she's enacting it within dysUTOPia as she perceives herself within Firefly. Now that was the first view of Toby, and I just missed the pause point, but it's the first view of Toby, and they're both together, obviously. Mind blown. I mean, when this came out, when the video for dysUTOPia came out on Thursday, I was actually busy doing something, and cut and thrust of it is I play computer games on a Thursday night, and that's always it seems to always be when you do the listening parties, which is always a pain for me. But what I did was, after I finished what I was doing, I quickly logged on, watched the video again, and I straight off the bat I was like, hang on a sec. I recognised it straight away, and I was literally started doing exactly what I'm doing now, just unravelling it. I mean, I wish I could find. Have I got the bit of paper? Yeah, here we go. So there's basically a scrap of paper with all my notes on. It's literally double-sided like that, just writing all the timestamps down, so on and so forth, and it blew me away. I was up until probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that, literally unpicking the stitches of each of the videos. I was like, I literally, I wish I'd done what I'm doing now on Thursday, but I didn't, or Friday, I think it would have been by the time I finished. So clever! Look at the motion, they're moving away at the same time.
Your voice is so loud.
Literally walking the corridor, walking the forest at the same time. The dysUTOPia character is obviously clearly playing the game, and you're seeing it as a third party from Firefly, the video. This is just, I mean, this was actually one of the reasons, or one of the visuals that I picked up on sort of straight away, the concurrency of it, the kind of mirror, if that makes sense. It's so clever. How Toby and Luke have managed to kind of piece this together and do the filming and actually get the cutscenes all at the same time. I totally get why it's taken sort of 8 months time, 9 months, or whatever, to get this as a finalised kind of product. So a massive hats off to them for it. I think it's genuinely, it's just, I think it's superb. The jumps! I mean, yeah, this is super clever. I love the cheeky little look back for both avatar, or both character, I should say. And the little landing, it's very cleverly done.
A lockdown has been initiated in City Block 15.
Now, City Block 15 is obviously where the lockdown's happening. We know that from the kind of Ether Industries kind of, I don't know what you call it, the kind of little login page, the kind of Easter eggs. That whole thing is, I'm not even going to cover that because that is so very clever. And yeah, it's, I mean, just that whole added value stuff, I just think is, having that subtext going on, or that sub-story going on, I just think is genius, really.
Trust your government to keep you safe. Stay in your home.
So I'm sorry to pause again, but here you have the kind of rising up from the ashes, rising up from the mushrooms, but what have you. This is super clever. The kind of mirroring. Yeah, it's very good. Again, Toby doing his thing. Is the mechanical Mechtoby. Again, the mirroring is just very clever, cleverly done. What I really want to do is I really want to speak to these guys and just I want to see the storyboards. I want to see. They need to. I know they will do a making of. I know they will do a making of. But just unraveling and unstitching the pieces of this after it's been done is such a pleasure to do. But I would love to have seen the kind of thought process and the thought mapping, the process, not the process map. That sounds a bit too businessy, but the kind of the thought process that went into this and the storyboards and so on and so forth. I would love to see them. I think it's such a clever intertwined story. Yeah, hats. Again, yeah, just mirroring exactly what's going on. I think it's super clever. Love the next one. And this was another key part that triggered me. Well, not triggered me. That triggered the connection because it's such an iconic kind of visual, if that makes sense. Obviously, on the right hand side, you've got the rock shattering, the rock cracking as her hand touches. On the left hand side, obviously that doesn't happen, but in game it is happening for the character. This was one of the points that I did notice sort of relatively, well, obviously straight away, but I recognised the imagery between the two. I mean, so very clever this is. Obviously each character climbing up to their destiny, climbing up the stairs, climbing up the mountain, climbing the hill, running up that hill, running up through that challenge. There's so many little connections here in terms of I mean, you could argue and sort of say, well, the game is a challenge, obviously for the Firefly character, but the dysUTOPIA character is obviously life is a challenge. This person is climbing the stairs, it's ascension, so on and so forth. So there's so many things that you can draw out of this video. I don't know whether I'm right in those aspects of it. I like to think I am, but who knows? And again, this one was a dead giveaway, a tell. I spotted it obviously a mile off. Again, it's very cleverly done. I think from the visual aspect of it, but the kind of projection for the dysUTOPIA character, that there is that pain associated to playing the game. There is that challenge or that damage that's caused to them as they kind of throw themselves into that virtual environment.
We're so conditioned to fit in. Red becomes blue.
Lockdown has been initiated in all city blocks. There is no need for further alarm. We have everything under control.
And if you live like this, it'll be this utopia.
Right, this is absolutely outstanding, this bit. Obviously the wings of the Firefly appearing on the dysUTOPIA character. Obviously it's in their mind, However, in game it is, you know, it is drawn from that the virtual aspect of it. I think it's genius. Just the imagery I think is fantastic. It's crossing the line between two worlds, the virtual world and the real world, and vice versa. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. It's also very, very nice to see the band in the video. I think that's a nice touch. Just obviously on the video screen, seeing obviously Matty playing guitar, Mike, and obviously Will. So hopefully I'll be able to just rewind slightly. Okay, I've rewound too far, but.
Lockdown has been initiated in all city blocks. There is no need for further alarm.
What I want to touch on is the kind of darkness of the city and the darkness of the Firefly video as they're about to enter, as the character's about to enter the cave. I think the two are. It's intrinsically the darkness of reality, the darkness of the virtual world. I think that's totally connected.
And if you live like this, it'll be, it'll be dysUTOPia. And if you live like this, it'll be dysUTOPia.
I don't know how to put this, but obviously in Firefly, they're walking into the cave. There is a certain kind of connotation obviously into that about being reborn or put back into the womb, if you see what I mean. Whether that's what the intention was, I don't know. Obviously, you know, I don't want to go too deep into that. However, on the dysUTOPia video, obviously you've got the darkness of the city. It's being bombarded by the gunships and so on and so forth. Now, obviously, the gunships are targeting people that are using VR, I'm presuming. They're trying to restore order. They are the compliance people, if that makes sense. Or that's what I believe. How accurate that is, I don't know. Toby, Luke, you need to tell us. Or just hint to us, tell us, please. However, that's what I believe it to be. It's the order being restored. So people being prevented from doing what they enjoy to kind of, you know, submit to the EI, if that makes sense. Ether Industries, I'm presuming. But obviously, you've got the darkness of the city, the darkness of the forest, as the character in Firefly descends into the cave. That I think is amazing. It's the darkness of each is just, yeah, it's very, 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 very clever. This bit as well was a key point. The character in dysUTOPia and obviously in Firefly tracking their hands along the wall. That was another thing that, you know, triggered me to it. Obviously tracking her hands along the wall is in her apartment and also in the cave to try and find her way through to the entry point. This point is, I think it's kind of critical because you've got the two characters. You've got the character in dysUTOPia looking out to the darkness, and you've got the darkness looking at the character in Firefly. Toby, I'm not calling you dark, but I think that's deliberate. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, in the Firefly video, the character is seeing the light, which is the mushroom, which is the challenge, the goal, the focus of the game, I presume. The challenge win. Obviously, where the boss is Toby. In the dysUTOPia video, it's the character looking out to the city, seeing the devastation, seeing the gunships, and so on and so forth, and looking out to the darkness rather than looking in. Now, there's a cheeky bit there, I just missed it, where you see the flash of Toby and also the flash of the gunship at the same time. Again, that's what I'm thinking, is there some link between the gunship and Toby? Obviously, there clearly is. Don't know what as yet, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be noticing. So the jump and fall at the goal is right when obviously the missiles from the gunships land, and obviously the leveling Firefly has failed because of this. In terms of, we don't know obviously the impact after this. Has that killed the character in dysUTOPIA? We don't know. Now, obviously, it comes up with the life thing and that she's in rubble and so on, which I'll come to. But does that mean that she's died? Is she, or is it that that's one life left, or two life left, or so on and so forth? We don't know. Obviously, it's two lives left in game, in the virtual world in Firefly, but we don't know if she's actually died in the dysUTOPIan world. This bit's fantastic. Obviously, it's another key point. As I've said, the loss of the life in Firefly in the virtual world, but also the loss of life in the dysUTOPIA video. As I've stated just previously, we don't know whether that's the loss of life in Firefly is being indicated on the dysUTOPIA character, which I think that's probably the case. However, obviously she's just been shot by a gunship in real life, so regardless as to whether she's lost a life in Firefly, she's just been shot by a gunship. So who knows? I did miss that pause actually, but I absolutely love that vision. I'm just going to rewind slightly, 30 seconds. That is such an iconic image, I think. Obviously, the characters in both worlds, the virtual, the real, are laying in a suspended state. We don't know the outcome of the dysUTOPIA character. Obviously, the Firefly character is going to be in a suspended animation on a save game, in a login screen, so on and so forth, until we find out what happens to the dysUTOPIA character. I can't wait to see what happens next. Now, this last image, we're seeing one from the front, so looking forward, and then the other character looking back or looking forward, depending on which way you look at it. It's very, very clever. I don't know whether it's mirrored on purpose. I presume it is for some reason. I'd love to find out. So yeah, as you see, Shepherd's Bush Empire, 26th September 2025, this September, with Parallax Orchestra and Choir Noir. I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I just, fingers crossed they record it. Fingers crossed it's like recorded visually as well. I'm 99.9999% sure that they will. I can't wait for that. Yeah, that was like, I was mad clicking away, getting tickets, so on and so forth. So anyhow, I think that's pretty much it for the video. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. So pause that and back to here. Here I am again. So that's it. I was only intending to actually run this video for about 15 minutes. 40 minutes later, I'm still here. I'm quite thirsty as well. I need a cup of tea. Both videos as pieces in isolation, as media in isolation, I think are fantastic. Both songs are fantastic. When you run the two concurrently, I think it tells a very, very different story. I think it's so clever what has been done. I can't wait to see what is going to come next. The album, I mean, I don't know the track number of dysUTOPIA. I suspect Firefly was track 4 on the basis of the stems that Luke sent me when I was playing around. Did a little remix of it. I tried for a different feel, basically. I won't play that though. That's something else entirely different. But I mean, I'm presuming Firefly's track 4. I don't know what track dysUTOPIA is going to be. I know that I think Luke mentioned, he said, or Toby mentioned, I'm not sure, when they released Firefly, they were like, yeah, we've got some good material here, but this isn't even the best song. I was like, hang on a sec. So what is the best song? Where is the best song? Is dysUTOPIA the best song? It's Firefly. I mean, to me, I think they're very, very different songs. But as an entity, as a full piece, if that makes sense, they're very, very, very cohesive, I think. And I love the storytelling aspect of it. I think I think musicians have lost that in recent years. And I love the whole, I'm not going to say album concept. You know, I love Seventh Son of Seventh Son, Iron Maiden. I love Antichrist by Manson. And there are other albums that are of a similar kind of thing. I can feel that this, I think, this could be groundbreaking for these guys, for Esoterica. I genuinely hope it is, because I can sense, I can see, I can feel how much work has gone into the individual pieces to kind of piece this together. I can just see it, just literally looking at this frame by frame by frame. Even just looking at the videos, just in this last 30 minutes or whatnot, you can see the degree of thought process that's gone into all of this, and I really appreciate that, because I think it's such a bold step for them, and I think it's a brave step, but I think it's a step that they need to take, and that you need to take, and I can't wait. I actually can't wait till September. I'm like, it's very, very sad actually wishing your life away to go to a gig that's like 9 months away or 8 months away or whatever. But I can, in this instance, cannot wait. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna cut off there, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't really do these sorts of things, so this is my first kind of React video. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you at a gig sometime soon. See you soon. Bye.